These additional 617 laws or instructions that you find in the Bible tell us how to love God, how to love our neighbor, or to do both. Yeah, so let's reach in there. And again, we have this pyramid. Love God, love your neighbor as yourself, which is a summation of the 10 Commandments. And then we have 617 more instructions in the Bible. Let's dig in there and pull out one of these 617 instructions. We're just going to take one at a time and see what we can glean from them. And see if we can make the connection. Okay, these are instructions on how to love God or love your neighbor as yourself. All right, Exodus 21 and verse 33. If a man dig a pit, an open pit, or if man shall dig a pit and not cover it, an ox or an ass fall therein, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and the money into the owner of them, and give money into the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. Okay, simple instructions. You dig a pit, you're supposed to put a barrier around it. You know, don't go around digging pits, you know, like a booby trap for people to fall into. Now, when I was a teenage boy, I loved riding motorcycles, still do actually. I was riding my dirt bike through the woods about 30 miles an hour, and all of us, and it was a road just wide enough for a small, maybe Jeep. Somebody had taken a backhoe and in one side of the track just dug out about a 6-foot deep pit. Now, obviously, whoever did this didn't want people trespassing. They didn't want people riding through their property on this old road. Now, I'm zipping down there about 30 miles an hour. I lock it up, slide sideways. If I had hit that pit, I would have probably broken my neck. Of course, back then, no cell phones, no way to contact anybody. Just laid out there and died, and probably the vultures would have found me first. But anyway, now, according to this law, if I'd have broken an arm, this man who dug the pit would have been fully responsible for the hospital bill. So if you dig a pit, you cover it, you put a barrier around it so that someone don't fall in and get hurt. Even if you have no trespassing signs, you don't go around setting booby traps for people to fall into or to get hurt or to get killed. Now, this is a prime example of loving your neighbor as yourself. You know, because you wouldn't want this happening to your own son, would you? You wouldn't want your son falling into a pit and breaking his neck. You wouldn't want your daughter falling into a pit, breaking her neck. No. Okay, love God, love your neighbor as yourself. All right? Now, this man that dug a pit, let me ask you a question here. Was he a Christian? Probably, according to his standards, he was. Did he go to church every Sunday? Probably. Had he ever heard of this instruction about if you dig a pit, don't, cover it, put a barrier around it so that no one falls in and gets hurt? No, I can almost guarantee you he had never heard of that from his preacher, because they don't go there. I mean, that's the Old Testament. All that's been done away with. It's been fulfilled. It's been abolished. Yes. What ignorant people believe. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.